Hello, bonjour, people of the internet. We're back for another episode of Candid. I don't know why I'm saying it in this really awkward tone, but we're going to go with it. So today I visited Reddit. We have some of the Am I the Arsehole posts, because if we like to do something on this podcast is give our unwanted opinion on things, and that's what we're doing. So we're just going to dive right into this. Am I the arsehole for catfishing my friend's boyfriend to see if he'd cheat? The other night, I went on my second Snap account and added my friend's boyfriend and started flirting with him. To my surprise, he started flirting back. Within an hour, the flirting became a little more sexual, and soon after that, he sends me a picture of his penis. I have screenshots of the entire conversation. Should I add my friend on that account and just send them to her, or should I keep it a secret? He's coming to visit her tomorrow.
That's just weird, isn't it? Like, look, if you're going to do it, like, do it with your friend's permission. Don't do it without her knowing, because that just makes it weirder.
Agreed. I think she is the arsehole in this situation. I feel like she kind of reached out, because I've seen, like, TikTok accounts where, like, people will actively say, like, oh, can you check on my boyfriend? And to be fair, I feel like if you're having those doubts, there's no trust. I kind of don't think that relationship should be there anyway, because trust is a big thing, you know? And I feel like if you're having to use someone, but at least like she's making that decision, I find it a bit weird that she has this second account. She's automatically added the boyfriend, like, oh, I'm bored on a Friday. Let's, like, you know.
That's weird, isn't it? I'm starting to think, like, do you think maybe she did it because maybe she likes him?
That's what I was thinking. Like, I'm not being funny. Even this sounds like she doesn't want to even let her friend know it was her. The fact that she was like, if I had my friend on this secret account and then send them to her. So she doesn't even want her friend to know it's her that has done that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God, but then she becomes the liar.
She like, it's, I feel like morally, I don't really agree with these kind of things.
Because the thing is, yeah, I know she's saying that, like, she's just seeing what, you know, how far he'd go. But she must have been really, like, saying some stuff
For the PP to come out. However, saying that, Leah, you get sent PPs on the daily and you don't even, like, ask for them or post anything related to them. You could literally be like, I've just thrown up in my shoe, I'm really ill, and you'd still get a PP pic.
No, do you know what's weird? Is they're like, sometimes I'll go into my Instagram requests and people have just sent it there. So it's like they've not even said, like, a word to me before, and they'll just put it there. And I just think, but I've not even said hello to you. Like, I don't understand.
I don't even know your name. I just find the whole, like, the PP sending thing in the first place.
Are you going to just keep saying PP?
Yes. The PP thing in the first place is just weird. I don't understand why people send unwanted photos to people. It's like they must get, like, a kick out of it, you know? Like, oh, how many of my PPs can I send to... I don't know why I can't stop saying PP.
Maybe he's just trying to get his Snap score up.
But, yeah, definitely the arsehole. I could say, like, yeah, she's probably come from, like, a nice, caring place.
No, she hasn't. She hasn't.
You didn't let me finish.
Unless your friend comes to you and asks you to do that, you should not do that. So it's like she kind of did it for her own satisfaction, which is weird.
I bet she's made a TikTok about it.
We'll never know.
I'll find her. I will find her. So yeah, you're an arsehole, mate. Just don't catfish your boyfriends, your friends' boyfriends or partners or girlfriends or whoever they are. Just don't do it unless asked. And yeah, now you need to kind of tell your friend, but don't do it secretively. Like, own up and be like, look, I had some doubts. I kind of felt like you should know. I've got this account, blah, 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 blah. Not like send it to her completely. Because then, oh my God, sorry, I know I was summarising on that one, but like her friend will then go to her and be like, oh my God, I've been sent these. Who is this person? And then she's going to sit there and straight up fucking lie.
Yeah.
Like, it's dodge.
That's the thing. And once you go that far, it's really hard to then go back on what...
You might as well just keep shoveling that hole because, oh no, that is horrid.
The truth always comes out in the end.
Yeah, I don't like liars. Now, this one was actually a big fear of mine. And as I read the story, you'll understand why. And then obviously it will become clearer to those listening. But am I the arsehole for moving myself and my pregnant wife to her parents instead of rehoming my cat? No, Leah, you can't laugh. Like, when I read you this story, you're going to have one opinion, and the internet labelled him an arsehole. And then from the update, oh my gosh, I literally was like, I don't know whether to cry or oh, I need to read it to you. Okay.
Yeah, I think things like this are pretty cutthroat. So if I don't feel cutthroat, so if I don't feel like cutthroat by the end of it, then yeah.
Okay, right. Strap yourself in. I've known my wife for 7 years, married for 4. She's 6 months pregnant with our first child. I have an indoor-only cat who I raised from a kitten to his current age of 16 years old. My wife and I are the only people he's been around. I can't say this word. Regularly. Moved on. My wife has suddenly developed allergies to the cat. We talked with our doctor and he said sometimes this can happen. My wife wants me to rehome my cat. I don't want to do this. He's old, he only knows me and my wife, and he only knows our home. He's not been around other people or animals, and I think it's very stressful for him, and at this age it might just kill him. I offered my wife a compromise. We can stay with her parents who live 10 minutes away and have no issues of us taking the spare room until the baby is born. And then if the allergies persist for her or the baby, I can look into very carefully finding my cat a permanent new home. I check in on my cat every day. My wife called me a huge arsehole for prioritising my cat over her and the baby's health. I just don't want to traumatise my cat over something that might be temporary. Am I the arsehole? So before we continue, I want to know your opinion on this. Do you think he's an arsehole?
I don't think he's an arsehole per se. Like, obviously, if I was the wife, I'd be like, what the fuck? But, like, he is just because he loves his cat so much. So it's not coming from a horrible place. And because he's thinking that when the baby's born, she might go back to normal. He doesn't want to get rid of the cat permanently. But maybe, like, just maybe do other measures first. I don't know if they tried like can you do allergy tablets when you're pregnant? I don't even know.
So this is a thing, like I think she just found out. They were like, okay. See, from this I wouldn't say he's an arsehole because I have 2 cats. I love my cats. And when at the beginning I said about, something I worried about, during the beginning of my pregnancy I got really bad like hay fever symptoms, and I messaged you like, oh my God, what if I'm developing allergies to my cats? I haven't, touched wood, thank God. But it was a big worry, and I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Like, I love these cats. Like, I rescued them. I would never then put them back through it. So then when I read this, I was like, I still don't think he's an arsehole. But then I think it's different because it's his cat, not her cat. That's the thing. So he's had the cat from a kitten, and then you got to think the cat's 16 years old. He's known her 7 years. So he's had like 9 years. Sorry, baby. He's had 9 years of just him and the cat, and then she's come along.
But the thing is, yeah, I just think it's just, I understand what they're saying, because why would you move the whole family out so the cat can have the whole house to itself? So like maybe like don't get rid of the cat, but maybe like just do a cattery situation. Or I don't know.
Okay, I need to move us on because I need to talk about the next part. Like, I mean, I practically cried reading this.
What, of laughter? Sadness?
You'll find out.
Oh no, I don't want to be sad on a Friday night.
Update edit.
The cat's died.
None of it matters anymore.
The cat died.
Just wait.
The cat died.
Just wait.
The cat died.
Just wait.
No, the cat died.
Just wait.
The cat died.
Can I carry on? Because I don't think people...
Did the wife die? No,
fucking hell, Leah. Jesus Christ. Just let me read the fucking rest of the story. Right. After I read the responses to my original post, so everyone labelled him an arsehole at this point, by the way. After I read the responses to my original post, I started thinking about other options so my wife and I could stay in our home. My brother lives a few hours away and he spent a few years living with my cat when we were younger. So I called him and explained the situation. He agreed to adopt him, but he was out of town, so as soon as he could come and pick him up was the weekend after next.
Did he get run over? Oh, God.
I told my wife that we would have to keep the cat for less than 2 weeks until my brother gets here, and until then she would just have to use allergy tablets or stay with her parents. She became furious and said she was not going to leave our house and the cat had to go ASAP.
She euthanized it. She let it out.
Leah.
She did one of those.
I told her that this was the very best I could do. I was not going to give my cat away to whatever random person stopped by first. Yesterday I got home from work and I couldn't find my cat. I asked my wife and she told me, no hesitation, nothing, that she dropped him off at the animal shelter. Her words, I am pregnant and miserable and you wouldn't get rid of him, so I did. I didn't argue, I just asked her to tell me which shelter and drove straight there. I didn't see my cat at any cages in the shelter, so when I showed the lady working there a picture of my cat, she started apologising. She said that they put him in a cage with other cats, but later they were bringing in a large dog, which they have to take dogs past the cat cages to the dog cages. The dog jumped at the cat's cage and barked at him, and my cat panicked and he had a heart attack. He died. They gave me his body in a shoebox. I took him home. My wife started apologising once she saw him, but I ignored her and went straight to the backyard and buried him. I called my brother earlier today and explained what happened. He started yelling into the phone that my wife murdered my cat and I need to reconsider my relationship. I just feel numb. I haven't said a word to my wife. I don't think I can even look at her. I don't know what I'm going to do. Honestly,
God.
reading that again, I felt myself getting teary.
God, no, she's a bitch.
She...
Because I'm sorry, he even then said, okay, I'll give my cat up, but just 2 weeks. Like, come on.
Like, there was compromise. Like, she could have gone to the parents for 2 weeks. There was allergy tablets that the doctors, like, were okay with. Like, she just had enough. And I get when you're pregnant, your hormones are all over the place, but fucking don't bring the pets involved. And this is what annoys me. When I was reading through the comments on Reddit, there is so many people that just don't deem animals as family members. Like, they just see them as disposable. And I literally, I can't. Like, when I read this, I was like, oh, update. And when she said none of it matters, I was like, oh my God, like, have they split up? Have something happened? And then when I saw that about the cat having, and I just started thinking, oh my gosh, that cat would be there on its own, scared, in an just even now, it makes me want to cry. Like, I wouldn't stay with this woman. I literally would be like, you are not the person I thought you was. Shared custody of our child, but it's over. To be that disposable of an animal, I think.
The thing is, it's just so not needed, innit? It's so, like, don't just take it out of his... No. Oh. That is so sad.
Isn't
God,
it?
I don't like this lady. Why is she so horrible for? Like, he was getting rid of the cat. Just 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks.
Well, rehoming the cat to the brother to test. But still, like, this just showed that she had no connection to this cat throughout the years that she lived with it. Because, I'm sorry, even when I thought I had allergies, I was in my head like, okay, I'll get dehumidifiers. I'll hoover more often. I'll start taking tablets. Like, I at no point had a thought of, oh, I'm going to get rid of my cats. Because as well, when I rescued my cats, they were actually rescued from a shelter by this couple and their child was allergic to the cats. And that's why they, when I say rehome, it was on Gumtree. It wasn't a cost. But I literally couldn't live with myself if those cats were like given away and then used as like something with horrible people. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, I need these cats.
The thing is, cat allergies are just so common now, aren't they?
You have cat allergies.
No, do you know what, guys? I have really bad cat allergies. And I've been alright recently. I've not had to take any allergy tablets. If I'm here too long, it gets bad. When I stayed here before, I had an asthma attack.
Yep.
I literally had to call 111 and they literally said that if by a certain time they would send an ambulance or something, but I was like, no, that's so dramatic, I'll just get my boyfriend to drive me. And my sister messaged me to say, Leah, don't slam the door, Ray next door. Disgusting. I couldn't breathe. Like, when you can't breathe, it's the most horrible feeling ever. So just trying to get one breath.
Okay, but Leah, can I just say, right, in my defence...
There isn't a defence.
In my defence, I'm trying to stand something here. When this happened, Leah, did you have your asthma pump? Did you get your asthma pump refills you were supposed to get? No. If she had said asthma pumps, Yeah, it would have been still tough, but she would have been fine.
Oh, easy for you to say. Sorry, do you have broken lungs?
However, I'm in a semi-detached house. Literally behind this wall is my good old Ray next door neighbour. And it was like 2 a.m, and I shit you not, every time they left to go to the front door to get fresh air, she was slamming it.
Was I slamming it or was I just shining it?
No, you were.
I was
you
slamming
were
it, was I? Sophie, I didn't even have the energy to breathe. You think I can slam a door?
Oh, God. Anyway, she's already brought up this story
Disgusting.
twice today. So, clearly...
Because it will bug me until the day that I actually die.
Can you not say that? That makes...
Probably of an asthma attack.
From my cats.
From your cat.
That makes me really sad. Don't say that. But next time I ask you to babysit them, maybe I'll just make sure that no shelters are open, or I put like a do not speak to this lady. She's trying to get rid of my cats.
You know, but that wife is horrible because you know what? That's going to like traumatise him for the rest of her life.
Yeah, no,
His life.
She's an arsehole. Thing is though, cats live so much longer. Like only 16. Those cats can live to like 24.
I can't think about it.
Okay, well we'll move on to a racist now.
Jesus. So many different angles.
This show is a variety. Am I the arsehole for not wanting to introduce my girlfriend to my sister's family? So I, 22 male, have been dating my girlfriend, 23 female, for a year and a half. My sister, 30 female, really wants me to invite her to her place and introduce my girlfriend to her and my brother-in-law. Our parents are dead, so they're the only family I have.
Jesus. Sorry.
Sorry. Now I have a bit of a problem. My brother-in-law is black and my girlfriend is, well, a racist. I know you will probably ask why I'm dating her then. The thing is, I've always been this guy who's never been able to get attention from girls. I was single throughout high school and college because no one was interested in me. I've been through countless rejections. Then this woman comes into my life. She's really hot. In fact, she's like a model. She's also smart and nice in all ways except this one thing.
Apart from the racism.
Which I guess is due to her upbringing. She's way off my league and I'd never get a chance to find someone like her again. I kept trying to make excuses, but since my sister keeps insisting, I explained the situation and then told her she could meet my girlfriend but not my brother-in-law or nephew. She should lie and say she's single and has no kids. My sister got really offended. Am I the arsehole?
Oh my God, yes. Like, you'd rather be the racist than be single. That's pretty low, isn't it?
That is so low. I'm sorry, you can't be like, she's hot. I'm just gonna like, you know.
But, oh my God, yeah. Okay, so then I didn't realise he's got a nephew.
Neither did I till I just reread it.
So then literally she would be racist towards his own nephew.
Mm-hmm. And he's okay with it because she's hot and he's getting a bang out of it.
But like, unless, like, it doesn't even make sense because... It don't make sense. Like, to like someone, you have, like, it's to do with their morals and who they are as a person, not just what they look like. Like, she's a racist.
No, honestly, like, if I was that sister, I'd be like, I need to, like, go tell mum. Oh, no. Can't do that, sorry.
That's sick. That is sick.
Oh, I won't get a response, but I'll try and tell mum. Oh, God.
Why did you carry on? Why did you just carry it on? That's sick.
Leah, both of our humour is sick. It's died down for this podcast, but both of our humours is sick.
You said it.
But you were thinking it.
Oh, fucking what?
Like, come on. Just because someone... Like, I think if someone was racist, homophobic, any of that stuff, it just makes them less attractive. Regardless what they're packing under their clothes, it is... You are an ugly person.
There is no tolerance for racist people.
There's no if, buts, maybes regarding her butt. Like, no.
That's so bad, isn't it? Like, but then do you know what's scary? Like, no, do you know what? He actually deserves her because if he's willing to put his morals and other people's to the side, then he deserves someone like that. Because he should have the ball. I'm sorry. He's going, oh, I'll never find somebody like her again. Well, obviously not if you're going to stay with her.
No, but also, why would you want to find someone like her again?
Like, I think he just means look-wise.
Yeah, but this is the thing, right? Looks change. Throughout your life, looks change. You get better, you get worse, you get whatever. But who you are inside doesn't really change. Like, if you're a good person, you are a good person. And just some people, regardless of upbringing, this annoys me, right? Because people always bring up the upbringing thing, like, oh yeah, I was brought up that way, this is what it is. No, because at the end of the day, once you don't get wrong, it doesn't set you up on a great path, but once you realise that actually, fucking hell, that's not right, and you educate yourself and you open yourself up to different cultures and different upbringings, then you make your decision. Like, we don't agree with what our parents say sometimes because we have our own opinions.
And the thing is as well, it's not like we're back in the old day where you're just like in this village where everyone's going to have the same like thoughts and views or whatever. There's literally social media. You can literally like Google and see what the vast majority think, which are not racist people. Well, I mean, hopefully they're not. Are they? I don't know. Are you surrounded by racists? I don't know.
But in schools as well, you are taught about so many different things that like that is the time where you're there like, what, 7 hours a day? Like,
but as well, like, even if you were raised racist, like, I don't understand the mentality of racist people, because literally the only thing that's different is the colour of your skin. Like, do you get what I'm saying? It's like literally just the colour, just the pigment of your skin.
Yeah, it don't make sense. Like, this is the thing, you know, people always like, you always see, I'm going to say on TikTok, but like, there seems to be a certain kind of person that is more racist from what I've seen from videos, and it is just narrow-mindedness. Like you say, like, if that is the only thing that changes between people, right? And that doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, if you are nice and you are not a murderer, I don't care. It just upsets me that there's people like this in the world, and then like, he's not even pulling up his girlfriend on it, and clearly she must have been like racist enough in front of him to be like, oh, I can't like introduce you to my family, and not even mention it or show photos of the family.
And the thing is he's saying that their parents are dead. So like, if your only family is your sister and your nephew and your brother-in-law, and then it's like,
and he wants to kill him off.
It's the disrespect, isn't it? It's the disrespect.
The sister should be offended. The sister should fucking kick him into Timbuktu, and I would literally just like, bring your girlfriend here now. Be like, bring your fucking girlfriend here now.
Just break up with her. Like, I'm sorry. It's just...
But innit, how bad is that one? Like, you don't think people like this exist, and then you hear about this, you're like, oh, people actually like, this is how people are allowed to get away with it. People are enablers. You are an enabler. Yeah. You are racist. If you're enabling your girlfriend to be racist and not standing up for things and asking your sister to act like they don't exist, you're a fucking racist, mate.
And part of the problem, yeah.
Massive part of the problem. We're moving on. And this one really pissed me off. Really pissed me off. Okay, are we ready? Am I the arsehole for telling my wife to stop acting out in front of my mum?
What?
Am I the arsehole for telling my newly given birth wife to stop acting out in front of my mum? Yeah, wait. I don't know why this one really pissed me off. My wife and I had our baby boy 5 weeks ago. Everything's going fine, no health problems or complications whatsoever. However, my wife is often exhausted, so I let my mum come over to help out with cleaning and stuff. I can barely have the time to work. And also, at the time, spend time with the baby and bond with him a little. Yeah?
Okay.
Thing is, my wife acts strange whenever she sees mum with our son. She'd make a face and talk to her in a descending tone, even raises her voice at her, causing mum to feel hurt. I asked my wife about it and she said it was because of what my mum was doing. I asked her to elaborate, and she complained about my mum holding the baby for long and taking forever to give him back to her. Mum argued that my wife could ask nicely instead of outright yelling, but my wife defended herself, saying that she only starts raising her voice after she's already asked a couple of times and my mum won't listen. They started arguing and mum started crying. That's when I felt enraged, pulled my wife aside and told her to stop acting out, and that if she kept this up, we won't get any more help from mum. She argued that she was trying to feed our son and that it was awful for me to think it as acting out. I said I understood her frustration, and yes, mum can do things that require some patience from us. but a little kindness can go a long way in keeping the peace in difficult times. She called me selfish and said that it's easy for me to say that when I'm not the one dealing with this. From there, the argument escalated despite me trying to cut it short. I went outside to calm down, and after that my wife started cold shouldering me. I told her this was not okay, but she told me to go screw myself and that from now on I should deal with taking our son back from my mum when it's time for feeding, since I condone the behaviour. I really am not condoning anything and really think she's stressed out, yes, but the way she behaves around my mum, in my opinion, is not okay.
What a dickhead. Like, I'm not being funny. The baby's only 5 weeks old, yeah? Like, you're still going to be getting into a routine, still trying to learn what their cries mean. Like, your stomach's still going to be swollen and could be painful depending on how the baby was born. You're going to have, like, milk coming out whenever the baby cries and just coming out anyway. Like, your hormones going to be all over the place. And all you want is to settle your baby as quickly as possible. So if you've asked for your baby back and they're not giving you your baby back, then that's obviously going to be annoying. And they do say that obviously we're animals. So it's like the mum, when they've got a little newborn baby, you automatically have that instinct. And like I've seen loads of times on Facebook and stuff where people talk about it, where they'll be in the same room and they can see like someone else with their baby on the other side of the room, and it's just like irritating them the whole time because they just want their baby back. It's like instinct.
The thing is, what I don't like is that first of all, he said, I'm getting my mum in for support. Well, where's your wife's support? Where are you supporting your fucking wife? Because clearly you ain't. Because I started reading comments on this for quite a long time to be like, please tell me there's some people that don't do this. The thing is, right, he needs to support his wife by supporting her and not getting his mum in to support him for help. Because this is the thing, right? Like, he sounds like a proper mummy's boy. Like, like my mum can do no wrong. When, like, mate, like, you have chosen to, like, start a family with your wife. Now your wife takes precedent when she's just had your baby. Like, if she says, I need my baby back, every time you say, I say baby
I want
back,
my baby back, baby back.
That's literally like where my brain goes, like, and baby back ribs and stuff. I don't know why it pops into my head. Baby got back. Anyway, the whole premise of, like, people deem mother-in-laws as bad anyway. We literally did a whole episode on, like, toxic mother-in-laws, and I'm really, again, Linda, love you, I've got a good mother-in-law, but some people don't, and I don't feel like their relationship is that strong anyway in this. But the fact that, yeah, it does sound like she's like, I'll give your baby back when you ask nicely. And that's literally, when I was reading this, I was like, that's why I was getting mad. Because I was like, that's what I can imagine. Like, no, you have to say, please, dear. No, you have to, don't talk to me like that. Like, he should have pulled his mum aside and said, you respect my wife right now, or you leave.
But I wonder what kind of yelling she was doing. Yo, bitch!
Give me my fucking baby back, bitch! But he actually edited this and said, my goodness, I'm seeing so much anger here. I'm sorry I cannot respond to you all, but I just want people to calm down and understand that I in no way agree with some of my mum's behaviours. Just how my wife reacts is not okay, and that's all. Really, thank you very much, though. Have a nice day. Because he literally got ripped a new one. Like, and one lady in the comments actually said her husband she had a kind of similar situation with her mother-in-law, and her husband actually took her mother-in-law outside and was like, this is the door, sort yourself out or you're leaving. Because, again, like you say, in those first, like, couple of weeks, you're trying to get this routine in your head. You know, you're trying to feed your baby, keep your baby alive.
You're not going to lose sleep because the baby could, like, literally feed, like, every 2 hours. Sometimes, I think, every 20 minutes.
Exactly. And also as well, like, if you don't have a very long, you know, what's it?
Oh, God knows.
You know, like, sorry, this keeps happening. The baby brain just kicks in. I'm like, words, what are they? You know, like, a fuse. If you haven't got, like, the longest fuse anyway, like we don't, like, I could just imagine, like, that being just amplified, like, 1,000. And it's irritating anyway. And you're like, if you just pass him back, I'll feed him. If you just pass him back. If you just pass him fucking back.
That's the thing. I would love him to have actually quoted exactly what she said. Because is it that she just said something politely, but she was just raising her voice?
Exactly. And this is the thing. It says, I don't agree with my mum's behaviours, but the way she reacts is not okay. So she's not saying that my mum's behaviours is not okay. It's that, some of them I don't
But
agree
as
with.
well, it's not a bit awkward. Like, imagine I was holding your baby, yeah? And you're like, you give me the baby back so I can feed it? How would I then not do that? How would I then be like... And then you have to ask me again, and I'm still like... Do you get what I'm saying? Like, how does that even...
Yeah, well, the husband's a massive arsehole. The mother-in-law's an arsehole. And I think that, like, sadly, and I say this, like, with so much sadness in my heart, that a lot of people don't make this stage because, like, with their partners, because the partner you thought you were marrying or having a baby with or whatever, then isn't that person when the baby's here. And that makes me really sad because I'm just an emotional wreck anyway. But, like, I just think to not have that support, and when you're younger or whatever and you're imagining your family and you imagine your partner being there and being your support, and then when you're there in your, like, most vulnerable moment, really, like you say, you're healing, you're trying to become, like, the main provider, squirt milk in certain directions.
Oh, God.
You know, like, I don't know why I said that, but it just pops out sometimes.
I don't know why you said that.
No, but I would like to breastfeed, and I've been, like, reading up stories about it, and the amount of times, like, they've gone to feed and then there's just so much, like, squirted.
Are you going to try your breast milk?
No. I don't like milk.
And you don't have hot drinks?
So I wouldn't be trying my own because I've heard it's sour anyway, and I don't like milk.
We should do a whole episode on pregnancy, seeing as we have, like...
Well, if people want to see that, we'll talk about it.
Even if they don't.
So yeah, it just makes me really sad that, like, people, when they need that support, and we don't know the wife's situation either. The fact that he's saying that...
And sorry to interrupt.
You're not sorry.
I'm not really sorry. But imagine as well, yeah, like, knowing they're not... Look, I know that they're a part of your family, but, like, your immediate family is who you feel comfortable being a bit, like, around. But, like, when it's slightly outside of that, you don't really want them to see you and you feel a mess anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it's, like, just an extra thing. You'd rather just be left in your four walls with your husband and your baby, and then just kind of work through those days. You don't want an extra person there and you feel rough.
But right now, it just seems like she needs a cleaner and get rid of the husband.
But it's actually so good that he posted that on Reddit, because I'm so glad so many people were against it, because that probably made him, like, double think. Because he was obviously thinking, oh, my wife's been dramatic and hormonal, blah, blah, blah. But to have such a strong thing, he must think, okay, well, no, I was really wrong.
I think that's why he was like, thank you, have a nice day. Like, he's just like, okay. But let's go on to the last one. And again, different, complete genre. I tried to keep it very mixed. Am I the arsehole for refusing to be a bridesmaid because of the dress? Now, on an initial get-go, would you say that they're an arsehole? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
We'll go on.
Depends what the dress is, though. If it's really bad, then no. But if it's... Yeah, if it was, like, really horrific dress, fair play. If it ain't, but it just isn't your general style, then you are.
Yeah, okay, let's see what you feel when I finish this. I, 29 female, am overweight. It's something I'm working on, as I'm very much not comfortable in my body, but again, it's a work in progress. My friend, 30 female, is getting married in a couple of months in a pretty informal wedding, but still asked me and a few other friends to be bridesmaids. I agreed, of course. A week ago, my friends sent pictures of the dresses she was thinking about. My friends voted on this long sleeve, skin tight dress. I would not be comfortable in this dress as it's too tight, both in terms of physical comfort and mental comfort. I voiced my opinion and why, and my friends all said they liked the dress most, and the bride-to-be said that since all my friends agreed on this one, we had to pick it. I asked if I could wear a similar dress of my own that's more comfortable if it's in a similar shade of green that my friend had chose for this dress, so I could still be there but also comfortable. My friend told me that the day is not about me and that I will just have to put up with being uncomfortable for an evening. I told her it would be generally embarrassing for me to wear this dress, and that since I respect her day, I'm just going to withdraw from being a bridesmaid so my discomfort doesn't overshadow her. I said that the dress was very pretty and I understand why they chose them, but I'm just not willing to wear it. I then said that there's no hard feelings. I'm not mad. I understand, but they have to understand why I'm uncomfortable. The bride-to-be messaged me the next day saying that I embarrassed her in the group chat and that she doesn't understand why I'm so opposed to it. I explained once again that the dress was too tight and would be unflattering and uncomfortable for me. She then got mad and said now either her fiancé will have to drop a groomsman or she'd have to find another bridesmaid. I apologised for causing her strife and then said again, I have a dress in a similar colour that is much more comfortable for me to wear, and she turned me down again. I've been shunned by all of the bridal party since. Am I the arsehole? You literally sound like Voldemort dying right now.
Oh, I still kind of want to say yes, but I can see where she's coming from.
See, right, I've got an opposite stance of this. So, I don't think she's an arsehole. I don't, because during the conversation of what dresses do you like, she's obviously said, because of like this, I don't feel comfortable, and I understand that. I wouldn't want to wear to a wedding a skin tight long sleeve dress. I just wouldn't, and that's just not me. And I've suffered with body dysmorphia for most of my life. So, and obviously now I'm pregnant, so my body's changing again. But like, I have struggled with my weight up and down throughout my depressive episodes. And when I was at my biggest, if you tried to put me in a dress like that, like I would have had, it's not even down to the fact of like, oh, I'm just overweight and I don't think it would look nice on me, because I have seen people of all sizes, all heights, different body types pull off stunning dresses of the same dress on different people. Like, that doesn't matter, but it's how you feel as a person. You could say, oh my God, you look amazing in it, and I'd be like, I don't see that and I'm not comfortable. And the thing is, if she was forced to wear that dress, she would overshadow the photos, because you would just be able to see in her face the fate. Like, there would, I can't explain it. I think unless you have been through issues with your image or dysmorphia or things like that, and just generally not being happy with yourself, the thought of like being in certain things is so overwhelming and it consumes you.
Well, I can understand to a certain point, because like I've got a thing with wearing tight things on my arms. That's just because I'm a naturally hot person, so I always get really paranoid of like getting sweat marks and stuff. So that's why like I just never wear anything really covering my armpits unless it's baggy, because it'll bug me the whole day that I'm wearing that item of clothing. But also my stomach, like I hate wearing tight dresses, which I know you wouldn't think that, but yeah, I don't like it because of my stomach. But what I would say, I get where she's coming from, and I think, yeah, the bride should have been a bit more like, look, as long as it's the same shade and you can do the same kind of style, but maybe just make it baggy. But at the same time, did that bridesmaid actually even attempt to try the dress on to see?
So that's what a bunch of people commented, to say like, did you try it on? And I didn't really see a response to that, because I do think she probably should have, maybe not in front of all the bridesmaids, because again, if you're that, worried about trying it out an item on, you ain't going to want to do that in front of people. But I still think, maybe she should have tried it on, just like, do you know what? It's not as bad as I thought, or actually it is as bad as I thought. I really can't. You know that thing when you try it on and you just don't feel, and then you feel anxious about going, and it's horrific to feel that way. So yeah, I'd like to know if you actually tried it. But again, I think you know your body type, you know what you feel comfortable in. So if you showed me a skin tight dress, I'd be like, I can't wear that. And for when I got married, I literally had, how many bridesmaids? 8 bridesmaids, all different heights, all different body types, all different sizes. And I literally put out dresses and said, this, and I felt like my dresses were really comfortable for everyone, and I really put a lot of thought into what people wanted and if they felt comfortable. Throughout my whole wedding planning, that was very much at the forefront of my mind. Like, would they feel comfortable with this? Would everyone be happy with that? Which I think some people either go completely like considerate, or they go complete, like, this is my wedding, like,
Yeah.
whatever. And that's fair enough, you're paying for it. But I think you have to acknowledge as well that not everyone will be happy with those decisions, and sometimes it is too far and people will break.
But just imagine, yeah, obviously, like you said, you've got married. Imagine all the bridesmaids said just this one dress and one person didn't. Are you going to change the dress? Because then next time you might do a dress where now 3 people are saying no.
So I think it would depend on the reasons why they said no. If they just don't like the style, it doesn't suit them. I actually was looking at having different dresses for different people, but in the same colour. So I even looked at that option. But because I had 8 and dresses are expensive, I was kind of limited by that, because obviously I had a budget. It was either have 8 or have like smaller and cut a bunch of people out that obviously I wanted to be there walking down the aisle with me. But yeah, I luckily, touch wood, I hope they all liked how they looked and felt comfortable and had a great time and danced. But no one really flagged to me that they weren't happy. If they said that they weren't happy, then yeah, I wouldn't have wanted them to feel like they had to step back unless I exhausted all the avenues.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things, isn't it? Is that, I just find it so awkward because I'm one of those people where, like, I ain't really fussed if everyone looks the same. Or, do you get what I'm saying? I'm quite laid back like that. So I'm not one of those brides that would be like, you have to do what I say. I think I'd be pretty chill about the whole thing.
I think you would, to be fair.
So in that respect, I'd just be like, okay, like, just do a different dress then. But it's just so awkward, isn't it? Because I really think it would have made a big difference if she would have tried it on. If she would have tried it on, even if it was just her and the bride that went, and then the bride could see, maybe the bride would then be like, oh, okay, I see where you're coming from. And then she would have changed it herself. But by her just saying, no, I know what it's going to look like, no, I'm not doing it, kind of thing, that's where she's like, oh, why are you trying to make things awkward?
Yeah, but to be fair, Leah, skin tight dresses, like, skin tight is skin tight. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no escaping it. You either know if you want to be comfortable skin tight or not. Like you say about your arms and that, I'm always covered. I don't think one person has seen me on this podcast not wear like an oversized top. Obviously, I'm pregnant now, nothing fits me. But like jumpers, I'm always covered. And it was only, even when I lost all my weight like 2 years ago, I literally felt like my body dysmorphia didn't allow me to see what I was. So even then, I remember I bought this like skin tight dress to wear for a Christmas party, and I tried it on, and I actually looked back at the photo of this the other day, and I was like, fucking hell, like there was nothing of me. And even trying that on, I was like, I can't wear this, and I cried. So yeah, I think skin tight is for a select few that actually feel comfortable, not to wear, because go off, wear it if you want. But I think to actually feel comfortable wearing something like that, you know, it's a different kettle of fish. But I just wanted to end with that one because I just thought it was like, you know, it is like 50 of one, 50 of another, whatever that bloody saying is, like 60 of one, 70 of that, whatever, 60 of one, 40 of the other is, my maths just went out the window then. I was just throwing out numbers. But yeah, I think you're right. If she tried on the dress just to appease the bride, then that might have been a different story. But I can understand by her saying, look, I'm going to step back. I won't feel comfortable. Because that happened to me.
Yeah.
Not me personally, but one of my bridesmaids did that. And I accepted it and moved on.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, even though she didn't try the dress on, she did say, look, I can get one that's similar but different. And then obviously you just have to agree to disagree when it comes to that. But it doesn't need to go into anything else.
And let's be real here. It says here that it's an informal wedding. A pretty informal wedding. But it sounds like she's going from informal to formal, which is fine. Like, she has to have the same amount of bridesmaids to groomsmen. I didn't have that. It didn't make a difference in the photos. It looks still really nice. But, yeah, I hope she isn't too shunned for that because, you know, that shit hurts. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed the episode. Let us know in the comments below if you agree with any of these.
It's a bloody roller coaster. God knows how many different ones you had.
Honestly, but I just find it like, I find it really interesting because obviously we are two very different people anyway. Even though we came from the same womb, we have the same morals but different opinions on things. And that's what I like about this podcast, that we just talk about it like we normally would, just facing a camera with a microphone and light. But other than that, it's all the same. And I really hope that sometimes we can help people with what we say, or
just to listen to if you're bored. Something to help you get off to sleep.
Anyway, we hope you enjoyed the episode.
I just thought about this. I listen to podcasts sometimes to go to sleep. So why don't I ever just put our ones on to go to sleep to?
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Why don't I do that?
Anyway, we hope you enjoyed the episode and we'll see you next time for 2
Candid.
Bye.